elsewhere in the gospel, Jesus says that by this will they know that you are my disciples, by the way you love one another. Love, then, is the characteristic, the prime characteristic of those who claim to follow Jesus Christ. And again, what is love? Love is choosing to do good for another person. Love is choosing to do good for another person. Notice what is not part of the definition of love. To love does not mean that it's predicated on how other people respond to our good. It's the choice to do good for another person. That's why Jesus is able to command us. Therefore, the prime example of love is when you love your enemies, because they won't love you back. And therefore, if you truly love, Jesus says then, you will choose to do good even for those who cannot return the favor. That is ultimately the ultimate act of love. We say that Jesus himself is the enfleshment of this type of love. And St. Paul reminds us that while we were still sinners, while we were still considered enemies of God, Jesus laid down his life for us. Jesus did good for us. He did good to us before we became his friends. And this is the high calling of the Christian. This is the high calling of all of us who follow Jesus Christ. In a few moments, we will be receiving the sacrament of the Holy Eucharist. Pope Benedict called this sacrament the sacrament of love. The sacrament of love. Because here, Christ gives the ultimate good to us. Christ gives the ultimate good of himself, body, blood, soul, and divinity to us. And why does he give himself to us? So that not only can he be the example of what we are supposed to do, not only that, but most especially so that he can give us the strength to love those who do not love us back. It takes divine strength to fulfill this commandment of love. It takes God's help, God's grace, to help us continue to love those who do not respond to our love. And when we do that, then we become perfect as our Heavenly Father is perfect.